We are going to discuss the topic Jharkhand Jungle Bachao Movement. So I'll explain what is Jungle Bachao Andolan, Jungle Bachao Andolan background, Jharkhand Jungle Bachao Andolan, community forest governance. I will explain all four of these. Please watch full video. Jungle Bachao Andolan. Jungle Bachao Andolan rose in early 1980s. So the you can read what is on the screen or listen to what I'm saying. What's on the screen is like you can refer that for your notes or exams. For explanation, please listen to me. The Indian government came up with a plan to replace natural forest with commercial teak plantations in Sarguja district, which is now a part of Jharkhand. These natural forests were full of sal trees, which are important for local ecosystems and tribal communities. People living in these forest areas, especially Adivasi, the tribal communities, were deeply connected into this sal forest. They used the forest for food, medicine, wood, and cultural practices. So, when the government tried to cut down the natural forest and plant teak trees for profit, the local people strongly opposed it. This protest became to known as Jungle Bachao Andolan, which means create forest movement. But the name was a bit misleading because the people weren't asking to create new forests. They were actually trying to save the existing ones. Jungle Bachao Andolan Save Forest Movement. As the protest grew stronger, movement spread from Bihar to Jharkhand and Odisha. It became to known as Jungle Bachao Andolan, which means Save the Forest Movement. This movement was about protecting natural forests from being replaced by commercial plants, defending tribal rights over forest land, stopping deforestation, and promoting sustainable forest use. Local communities, students, and activists joined hands to raise awareness and stop the destruction. Their efforts helped preserve many forest areas and inspired other environmental movements across the India. So, students, local communities, activists, everyone joined to stop this. So, their efforts were useful and plantation of teak plants was stopped. So, where it all started in the Chota Nagapur, Chota Nagapur plateau, a forest-rich region, what is now Jharkhand. Dense tropical forests were home of many tribal communities. These forests were not just trees, they were the source of food, medicine, culture, and livelihood for the local people. But in 1980s and 1990s, the Forest Department of Bihar, before Jharkhand became a separate state, they started cutting down these trees to earn money from timber and clear land for mining. The government even planned to replace natural forests with commercial plantations, which would harm the environment and displace tribal families. On November 15, 2000, when Jharkhand was officially found out of Bihar, people from region, especially from Singhbhum district, came together to protest. Students from Ranchi and Western Singhbhum joined hands with tribal communities to protect their forests. The protest became the Jharkhand Jungle Bachao Movement, also known as Jharkhand Save the Forest Movement. Thanks to their effort, the forests in Singhbhum were saved from destruction. Uh, the movement was totally about the Jharkhand Jungle Bachao Andolan was a people's movement started to protect forest in tribal rights in Jharkhand. It was led by local villagers, students, and environmental activists. who wanted to stop the destruction of the forest. And after became India independent, the government began using forest land for commercial purposes like cutting trees for timber and clearing the land for the mining. This hurt the Adivasi communities who depend on forest for food, shelter and culture. The main goal was to stop the displacement of tribal families from their forest homes, protect the natural habitat and ecological balance, ensure that tribal people were having all the legal rights over their land and forest. And in 1980s and 1990s, the movement grew stronger. People formed forest protection communities. They held rallies and spread awareness about the importance of saving forest. Students and activists from places like Ranchi and Singhbhum joined in. So it helped save forest areas from being destroyed. It taught people about sustainable development that doesn't harm nature or people. It gave a voice indigenous communities, showing that their rights matter. So yeah, tribal people also matter for the society. This movement started by local people, especially by tribal communities, to save forests and protect their rights. After India became independent, the government began using forest land like to make money, cut trees and mining. But this hurt the Adivasi people who depend on the forest for their home, food and traditions. So they stood up and said, these forests are our lifeline, we must protect them. ये तो आता to see now, yeah. So community forest governance is a way for local villagers to manage and protect the forest themselves instead of outsiders deciding what happens to the forest. And the community takes charge, making rules, solving problems and ensuring fair use. The four pillars of the forest governance. This system stands for, like, it's like legs of a table, each one plays a key role. Grama Sabha, the village council, the traditional decision making body where villagers meet and discuss forest issues. And the next is Forest Protection Committee, a group that watches over the forest, prevents illegal cutting and promotes conservation. Women's cooperative societies, third one. Women come up together to manage forest produce like leaves, fruits, herbs and support each other economically. Fourth one, youth group, Balakra. Young people help with forest care, spread awareness and keep traditions alive. The aim was to build three strong community-led institutions, a traditional self-governing body to keep local customs alive, a Gram Sabha plus Forest Protection Committee to make enforce forest rules, women cooperative societies to empower women and manage forest resources. This strategy gives power back to the people, especially tribal communities, so they can protect their forest, use resources wisely, preserve their culture and environment. You could even use a metaphor uh, like I'll give an example. Think of a forest as shared kitchen. If everyone cooks together, follows the rules and respects each other's needs, the kitchen always stays clean and useful for everyone. That's what community forest governance does in the nature. So this is the end of the video. I hope you like my explanation. If you want me to read out this, please drop a comment. I used to read out, but I'm getting a lot of drop while there are views on other videos, like they are dropping out like 20 seconds, 30 seconds they are watching and they are dropping from the video. So I made this. I hope you like this. Like, share and subscribe to our channel. We need your support, guys. Please do subscribe. It just takes 2 seconds for you to subscribe, but it means a lot for us. Thanks for watching.